apologies in advance for the scratchy throat, and it's allergy season, unfortunately. And for those that need the audio description, we got the white background, black text that says intro, and yeah, this is the intro. So, basically, welcome back to the channel. My name is Pine Tree. I know I sound very weird because of my scratchy throat. But we're here because I was watching a video, and they were talking about some stuff, and they, at least so far, so like I haven't watched the whole thing. I saw some stuff that I feel like the person wasn't like pausing and responding to, which is fine. That they were talking about, it's not relevant to their topic. They weren't. They were having like a specific topic in mind for that. So they also, like, I mean, I don't know the creator personally, so I don't know, but from what I've seen, I don't think they grew up Christian. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if she grew up Christian. But I want to talk about some stuff that I noticed that are like, some of the things, it's like, okay, yeah, that's a good thing. Some of the things I'm like, okay, that's a bit of a yellow flag, and some of the things I'm like, that's a bit of a red flag. So, what I decided to do was I clipped the part of the video that I wanted to talk about, and I thought, okay, while I'm talking, you'll see either a green background, a red background, and a yellow background, and so you know how sus I think that point is. Basically, what I did was I took a short clip from a video by Gabbie Hanna that Evangelina Scott is reacting to, and her video had more to do with, like, being concerned about, like, Gabbie Hanna going down, like, the trad wife pipeline type thing that a lot of Christians find themselves going down. I just found some, like, sus Christian speak in her little video clip that I personally wanted to talk about, that, like, I feel like a lot of non-Christians are gonna, like, brush off and be like, wait, why is that sus? Because if you're not in the Christian community, you might not realize that that's sus. To be fair, I feel like atheists and pagans can also do this, where, like, pagans will, like, also spiritualize stuff that shouldn't be spiritualized. That's not, like, a uniquely Christian issue. I'm saying this as a Christo-pagan, so I'm not going to speak on religions I don't know anything about. And I have seen, like, atheists somewhat do this, not so much spiritualizing, but, like, I don't know how to describe it. I feel like I'd have to ask one of my friends who's an atheist to help me with that one, because I feel like she would know what I mean by, like, atheists kind of doing a similar thing with atheism, but, like, obviously without the spiritual side. But I don't really know how to, like, put that into words because I'm not an atheist. So I have this video clip, and I'm going to tell you what words I think are sus, and why I think they're sus, and what both Christians, pagans, Christo-pagans, what all of us can do to avoid these sus things, because I think that's important. I will say that I am by no means an expert on religion. This is just coming from my experiences with Christianity and with paganism, and just giving my thoughts on, like, what we can do. My way of like, solving these issues is just one way. There is always more than one way to do things, and if your way is different from my way, but we're both aiming to not harm people, and we're both not harming people, and we're, like, being safe and all that, then that's cool. I don't want people to think that my way is the way to save this, I don't know, save the brain cells. I don't know. But anyway, oh my god, I'm just realizing I kind of sound like JoJo Siwa right now with my crackly voice. There's nothing wrong with having a crackly, raspy voice. I just normally don't have a crackly, raspy voice, and I really fucking hope this fucking throat thing goes away soon, because I don't like how my voice sounds. I like to sing, and this does not bode well for singing. But anyway.
I'm so grateful to God that right now at this time I'm single.
And there is absolutely nothing wrong with wanting to be single. There's absolutely nothing wrong with calling Christians out for being obsessed with marriage, because there are definitely those Christians out there, and they're weird, and they definitely need to be called out for sure, 100%.
And that I've done all of this stuff while I'm single. I figured out so much for myself because I'm single.
And again, not a bad thing at all. It's a good thing to enjoy being by yourself, and it's okay to feel lonely, but if you genuinely can't stand being alone and you have to be with another person because you just don't feel you'll survive, that's not necessarily like the best place to be in. Obviously, no judgment to those who are in that place. And I'm not out here saying that, like, everybody who's single needs to just suck it up and be happy. I'm just saying that, like, it's okay to, like, I don't know, be cool, just, like, vibing on your own. I don't know how to describe it. But yeah, it's okay to be single. It's okay to be married. It's okay to be in a polycule. It's okay to be in whatever relationship, situationship, whatever that you want to be in, as long as you all are happy and healthy. But yeah, I think sometimes Christians, you see it a lot with, like, Girl Defined, somewhat with Paul and Morgan as well. They just, like, idealize marriage a lot, and act like they're, like, oh, they're just tolerating being single. Which, again, I'm happily single. I've had a lot of negative experiences making friends when I was younger, and then my only relationship so far, like, obviously, when you get into any new relationship, whether that's friendship, dating relationship, whatever, it's gonna dredge up all the shit that happened before. So I don't know. I think at, like, a certain point, like, no matter how much, like, work you do on yourself, I don't know, at a certain point, it's just like, oh my god, I'm so tired of having to deal with, like, I don't know, people doing stupid shit, and making me responsible for their stupid shit. To be fair, I probably do a lot of stupid shit, and I make people responsible for my stupid shit. But, like, and that's not good either. Like, that's not good either. So, I'm not saying that, like, I'm necessarily better than other people. I'm just trying to say that, like, if, I don't know, I'm happily single, so I can't relate to those people that are unhappily single. I'm just saying that, like, it's okay to be unhappily single, just don't be, like, obsessed with it. Just, like, don't be one of those, like, single people who's like, ew, relationships are gross, or like, hating on other people just because you're happy. Like, just because I'm happily single, I'm not gonna hate on someone for being in a relationship. And, like, it's one of those things where if a relationship happens, it happens, but I'm tired of, like, I noticed when I was younger that when I tried to make friends on purpose, those friendships, I have a bad, like, I don't know, sense of who is and isn't fucking sus. And that seems to have carried over into, like, dating. So, unintentionally making friends works great for me. Trying to intentionally make friends, not so much. So I kind of feel that way with dating. Like, okay, I'm just not gonna, like, I'm not, if a relationship happens, it happens, but I'm not, like, it's not a main goal of mine. So I would like to have kids, but I don't necessarily want to get pregnant, so I kind of want to look into, can you do the foster parent thing if you're, like, a single person? Just because I don't know anyone that's single that does it, so I don't know if it's possible. But anyway, I have a lot of other stuff I need to work out before then. But yeah, TLDR, this is a good point. And for once, I actually am rambling on about something good someone said and not something fucked up that someone said. So, like, that's cool.
Because I had to face these trials by myself, because I wasn't codependent on a man.
And this is our first yellow flag of the afternoon, is that, like, you shouldn't be codependent on your partner at all. That's not healthy. I don't care how old you are. You should be interdependent on each other. but not codependent. Codependent is like the extreme end. It's like you have independent, you have codependent on the opposite extreme, and then you have interdependent. If you're in a relationship, friendship, whatever, you should be striving for interdependence, not codependence, because as someone who's done the codependent thing and also seen others do the codependent thing, it isn't healthy. Someone usually loses their sense of self in the process, or purposely engages in being someone they're not for another person. So yeah, don't do the codependency thing. It's not good. I mean, I'm gonna like say maybe there are people that have healthy codependent relationships. There could be that like one person, but like generally speaking, most people will say that codependency is like not the best for anyone really.
Because I had to literally pull myself up.
And also, hyperindependence is just as bad as codependence. And the whole, like, pull yourself up by your bootstraps, those kind of sayings, very much are like the, like, hyper-independent kind of thing. And I have also done the hyper-independent thing. I am very much a person of, if there is an extreme form of something, I've probably tried it at some point. Not necessarily... So, like, there are people that, like, engage in, like, extremes in behavior because they're, like, I don't know, like, looking for their group, their people, their whatever. And then there's the people that do it because they just suck at doing things in moderation. I am that second group. Like, yes, there are people that go to extremes because they really want to join a certain group or be part of it or whatever. And then there's people like me that just... What the fuck is this, like, moderation thing, and can you eat it? That's something that I personally have to work on a lot, is, like, everything in moderation. So, yeah, I just suck at figuring out where the, like, nice, like, middle point between things is. I tend to kind of go to extremes and overcorrect and undercorrect and this, that, and the other. So, yeah, all that to say, hyper-independence is just as fucked as codependence. Like, I'm sure maybe some people, like, maybe there's that one person out there, like I said, maybe the other one, that, like, can make it work. But, like, generally speaking, ew, don't do that. Learn from my mistakes. Don't do that.
Figure out how to do it. I am competent in a way that I would have not been.
Yeah, this is one of those things where, like, inside her isolated, like, personal experience is not even a yellow flag, really, but I'm putting a yellow flag, yellow background, whatever, on this, because there are some people that literally think just because that's how theirs works, that's how every relationship works. And again, codependency is not a characteristic of every relationship. So, I mean, just based on her earlier clip, I think she thinks that it is, and it's not. Anyway, that's a bit of a tangent, because that's not necessarily...
Had I not been single through this, I'm more emotionally stable, I'm more mentally stable.
And, like, these are all good things that I think should be long-term goals, or things that people want to try to do their best at every day. There's nothing bad about wanting to be the most emotionally and mentally stable that you personally can achieve. And also, for what it's worth, mentally stable does not equal doesn't have mental health issues. Mentally stable means working within the spoons and the accommodations and the environment that you need and can create for yourself to achieve happiness and safety for yourself and the people around you. Not just, mental stability does not have mental health issues or disabilities or whatever the fuck. So, yeah, you can be mentally ill and mentally healthy at the same time. I feel like there's going to be people that are going to be like, what the fuck you talking about? It's like, if you manage your mental illness well, That doesn't mean you don't have a mental illness anymore. That just means you manage it well. Like, I manage my eyesight well. A lot of people who know me will know that my eyesight issues, I manage them well. I have accommodations in place. I can do a lot with that. I'd like to get to that place with my brain where I understand how my brain works and all that, but I'm not quite there yet. So, I'd say I'm relatively mentally healthy, though. I just don't think I'm as efficient as I am with managing my brain as I am with managing my eyes. Although, honestly, managing my eyes, I do overextend them. That's an issue I still have to solve. But I, that having the proper accommodations in place and my eyesight being stable, my eyesight is stable, but it is not 2020. And I think, like, and when I go to the doctors and I ask them, okay, like, how's my eyes doing? They're like, oh, they're stable, mental health, I think, works and should be seen kind of the same way. Like, you can have a mental health condition, like, I have anxiety, I take meds for it, and, like, you don't just not have anxiety anymore because your meds help your brain work. That was actually a thing I'd actually asked my therapist. So, like, okay, so does that mean I don't actually have anxiety anymore? And, had the whole conversation. So, like, yeah, I think that's something that a lot of people, I don't know. Maybe I'm just preaching to the choir because, I don't know. I just feel like a lot of people equate mental stability with no more mental illness, and that's not how that fucking works. So, mentally stable just means you effectively work well with the brain that you have, whether you have a neurodivergent brain or a neurotypical brain. Just like your eyesight being stable means whatever fucking eyesight you've had your whole life or almost your whole life or whatever the fuck, it stays the same. Doesn't have any bearing on whether that eyesight is bad or good or whatever the fuck. So yeah, fuck ableists. Back to the original thought process. Sorry for the tangent.
I literally had to do all of the inner work. I
have a green flag on this one because I think it's a good thing that she's, like, advocating for, like, doing inner work and all this. The one thing I will say is inner work doesn't stop once you're in a relationship. You still have to, like, work on yourself, and that other person needs to work on themselves, and ideally you grow together rather than growing apart. The easiest way to grow apart is one person work on themselves and the other person stay the same and not try to improve as a person. So yeah, it's a good thing. I'm glad she's saying this, and to be fair, I don't know what her opinion is on how relationships function, but just based on the things she said so far, I'm kind of wondering. But anyway, I do think it's a good thing. It's a good thing to advocate that you work on yourself, but also, you gotta work on yourself, whether you're in a relationship or not. So anyway.
The generational curses.
Any other evangelicals who find that this phrase, like, just hurts your mental ears, generational curses, I don't know what it is about it. Maybe because I mean, all families to some extent have generational trauma, so maybe to me it's annoying because it's like, at first I thought the whole generational curses thing was a bunch of fucking bullshit, and then when I learned that generational trauma is a fucking thing, and that to some extent everyone has it to varying degrees in your family, because psychology is a modern thing, and knowing what does and doesn't fuck the brain up is a modern thing, and we're still learning, and blah, 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 blah. So, everyone's a bit fucked up. It's like, oh, so there is some truth to this, okay. It also doesn't help that a lot of Christians, tend to lump a bunch of shit together. That some of it is, like, probably a product of generational trauma, and not all of it is, and it's just like, oh my god, can y'all just stop spiritualizing every fucking thing you deal with? To be fair, pagans also will spiritualize shit, and be like, oh, I had to go through this thing to, like, what's the word? Like, there's nothing wrong with individually being like, I went through this thing and I got better because, or became a better person because of it. Like, obviously, like, there's that, you can find empowerment in whatever works for you. But I don't like when people spiritualize it to one of being like, oh, everything you go through that's bad in your life is there for the purpose of making you a better person, or whatever the fuck. Like, no, sometimes bad shit just happens. Just, like, can we, like, not act like that? No. Like, everything does happen for a reason, but sometimes that reason is you accidentally ended up being around a fucked up individual, and it's okay for there to not be any more reason to it. Obviously, it's good that you got through what you got through or whatever, but, like, I don't know. I just do not like the weird spiritualization of, like, of everything that people do. I'm drawing a blank on the pagan equivalent of this because I know it does fucking happen. But I'm drawing a blank on it. But yeah, feel free, any pagans or Christians or whomever's in the comments, put whatever your faith or lack thereof's equivalent of this bullshit in the comments. I'd love to fucking read those, because, like, holy fuck, this is annoying, I don't like this. Anyway, back to the rest of the thing. It's pretty much red flags from here on out. Not all of them, but most of the things from here on out are going to be walking fucking red flags.
That go on in my family and a lot of people's family.
See what I mean? Do you see what I mean? It only gets worse from here. I'm just warning you now. It gets worse from here.
Whether it's substance abuse.
Like, substance abuse is not some, like, fucking curse from God. It's not something that someone's necessarily destined to deal with. It's literally just, I mean, depending on the substance. Obviously, if you get into, like, things like heroin and meth, you're gonna form an addiction. Like, I mean, I guess there's, like, some people that don't, but, like, generally speaking. And if you are, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, with alcohol and stuff like that, it's kind of a toss-up. It just depends on your brain chemistry, whether you will or won't. I mean, there are people that do decide, like, okay, alcoholism runs in my family, so I'm just not even gonna bother trying this in case, you know, and that's a totally valid way to deal with that. And then there are also people that, you know, nobody in their family has alcohol issues, but they do. Like, it's not entirely genetic. It's a brain chemistry thing, as far as I'm aware. I guess I should clarify that, like, that me saying it's a brain chemistry thing is like, just kind of a science fact that I've kind of heard. I don't really have a direct source for that. It's just, that's what I've heard. But either way, whether it's a brain chemistry thing, a genetic thing, some sort of combination of the two, it's some sort of physiological thingy, okay? So, it's not some fucking curse from God or Satan, or who the fuck ever. It's not. It's literally fucking not. Okay? That's literally my whole point, is that's not what that is.
Or codependency, or...
I mean, depending on your thoughts on the nature-nurture debate, this could be nature or nurture. I'm of the opinion that nature and nurture are both a factor in how humans human, because, I mean, I don't know, I've been around enough babies and toddlers to know that even kids that tiny do to some extent have a personality. Like, obviously, your personality grows and changes and evolves as you get older, but I mean, you know, like, some people will say, like, oh, this kid was easier to take care of as a baby than this one, and, I am not a parent yet, but I'm guessing that has to do with, like, how chill, how much that baby wanted or needed attention, you know, all sorts of different things. Like, I don't know, humans do have personalities, even when they're that teeny tiny, in my opinion. That's just an opinion, that's not a science fact. That is just an opinion. But anyway, regardless of whether it's nature or nurture, codependency is just either, depending on the circumstances, a learned behavior, or like how you are used to being. I don't know. Like, it's not a thing that's this generational curse or whatever the fuck that you have to like get rid of. It's literally just a relationship dynamic that isn't necessarily the healthiest, that you have to work on with the people that you're in the relationships with. Like, that's all it is. It is literally not this like, ooh, generational curse thing from God because humans are bad or whatever the fuck.
Emotional dysregulation.
Again, why are we demonizing shit that is just part of being human? Emotional dysregulation is something that everyone fucking experiences. Even the most mentally, emotionally stable people do experience emotional dysregulation. Like, extreme emotional dysregulation is part of a lot of different mental health things. And, like, I'd argue from a personal opinion standpoint and like anecdotes that I've seen from myself and other people, that depending on whether you're neurotypical or neurodivergent, the way you handle that emotional dysregulation or what helps with that is going to be slightly different. But that, again, is a very like thing that you need a very personal approach to like manage and deal with emotions. I'm not advocating don't manage your emotions effectively. What I'm saying is this is neither a sin. Emotions are not a sin, for one. Emotions are not a generational curse. Like, they're just part of being human. And if you have issues regulating your emotions, that's also just part of being a fucking person. And like, you just gotta like, you know, like, figure it out and figure out how to deal with it and what works for you and all that fun stuff. And therapy is helpful. Sadly, not accessible, but helpful. So yeah, I'm losing my patience with this video and all the bullshit it's fucking listing. And the fucking part that pisses me off so much is the fact that this isn't just Gabbie Hanna, like, spewing random shit, pulling random stuff out of her ass. This is like, I don't know about anyone else, any other evangelicals, but like, this is shit that I hear a lot from evangelical Christians, and it's fucking irritating. And I would know, because I still go to church with my grandparents, even though I'm no longer a Christian. I've been doing it since 2021. So yeah, I fucking know way too much about the inner workings of the evangelical Christian.
Mental health issues. Like,
And if you're an ex-evangelical, you're probably not surprised by this at fucking all, that we've arrived at ableismville, because even though not all evangelicals are ableist as fuck, a lot of them are. Mental health is not a generational curse. It can be the result of generational trauma, or it can just be a thing that happens because it happens. Like, mental health stuff is not a fucking curse. It's literally just physiological brain stuff that makes your brain different from quote-unquote normal brains. Like, fuck, like, how the fuck do people believe this shit? How do people believe that mental health issues are a fucking generational curse? Mental health shit is the same as physical health shit. It's not some generational fucking curse or something. Like, can we, like, just, in the year of our gods, 2025, can Christians and pagans and just whomever the fuck else agree that mental health is neither a curse from whatever god or gods you believe in, and it is not a gift from whatever god or gods you believe in? Because I have more often than not in pagan spaces seen the polar opposite of this fucking badass, and not badass as in cool, but like badass and like, oh my god, this fucking sucks, take. Which is that mental health is a gift from the gods, which, fuck no. I am a variation of human, not a better or worse human for having mental health issues and for being physically disabled. Like, fuck that shit. No, thank you.
These things that you need time to shed.
And it gets worse. Because, okay, so she's listing all these things as generational curses that are not generational fucking curses, and then going, oh, these are all things you need time to shed. Again, I will reiterate it for the people in the fucking back. If you manage your mental health issues successfully, you still have those issues. You just manage them well. I'm tired of this, like, weird binary thinking of, like, normal and not normal. It fucks everything up, and it can just go the fuck away. Because no, you're not suddenly neurotypical just because you effectively can operate in the neurotypical world that we're in using accommodations and meds and things like that. You don't just magically become neurotypical. And the reason I fucking hate that thinking is because it then tends to be a slippery slope. I know I have slippery slope fallacy, blah, 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 blah. It tends to be a slippery slope toward, like, being like, oh, well, these people can be neurotypical or physically abled with these accommodations. Well, then they shouldn't need those accommodations to begin. Like, fuck that. I don't know. I tend to have seen personally, in my own anecdotal personal opinion, that is where that leads. That doesn't mean it necessarily does for everyone, but I've seen that lead down that fucking road way too much to feel comfortable with that type of rhetoric personally. Because no, fuck that. Fuck those ableist people. And I will say it. Saying that both disabled people are a gift from the gods, or saying that it's a curse from the gods, are both fucking ableist fucking bullshit takes that can just yeet themselves into the past and never be uttered again. Because fuck that, no. No, 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 no.
Like, I'm so grateful that I was not married before this point, because I would have ruined it. I would have been divorced.
This is a yellow flag, and I almost thought about cutting this part off, but I do think it's worth mentioning that divorce can happen at any point, and it is totally valid. I know a lot of Christians don't think divorce is valid, and I don't know Gabbie Hanna's opinion on it, but I just feel like it's worth reiterating, because I know a lot of other people are going to probably point this out too, that, like, yeah, you can get divorced at any point, and just because you have all the quote-unquote generational curses that she mentioned earlier does not make you undateable or unmarriable or whatever the fuck. Like, obviously, and this is why it's a yellow flag for this one, because, like, if you know anything about Gabbie Hanna, who's the person who's talking in this, you know that she's been a train wreck for a while, and so obviously for her, yeah, that probably would have wrecked her marriage or whatever the fuck. But just don't do the thing where you apply that logic to, like, everybody, because I know that at least I have heard that type of language applied broadly to groups of people in the evangelical space. So I'm not saying that's what Gabbie Hanna is doing, but I'm saying that's what I've heard others do, and it's fucking bullshit. So yeah, thank you for sticking around for the bullshit. Thanks for watching the video. I started an Etsy shop a few months ago, so feel free to check that out if you want to. And again, thank you for watching. See you next time. Take care of your brain cells the best that you can, and know that no matter your disability, your neurotype, your, like, sexual orientation, gender identity as non-human, plurality, race, literally any other, like, minority status, minority religion, variation from normal, no matter what that is or what that isn't, even if you are just a completely normal person or whatever, y'all are all valid, y'all are all equal or should be equal in the eyes of society. It sucks that it doesn't actually work that way, but anyway, fuck society. Have a nice day.